Well, sanctuary cities, they're putting up every roadblock possible. Rather than arresting the bad guy in a county jail, it takes one agent to arrest a bad guy when they gets arrested and put in a county jail. We got to send a whole team to the neighborhood. So it's going to be, it's very difficult in sanctuary cities, but we're going to keep coming. What are we doing about sanctuary cities? I'm going to double the manpower in those sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities, if we can't get them in their homes, we'll get them in a place of employment. We're going to have large-scale worksite enforcement operation. So we're going to send more resources. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep coming. We're going to keep coming with more. We're going to increase the targeting in those cities. We're going to give full steam ahead on sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities are becoming the priority. Why? Because they're protecting public safety threats and national security threats. So we're going to double manpower. We're going to double operations. We're going to double targeting. We're coming full bore, and they're not going to stop us.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem has accused the FBI of corruption, alleging that the Bureau leaked plans for large-scale immigration enforcement operations in the Los Angeles area. So on Friday, the LA Times reported that ICE would oversee a large-scale operation targeting individuals without legal status in the US, and then cited an internal document. So Kristi Noem has condemned these leaks, saying that they really undermine federal efforts to enforce immigration laws. We know this was a big part of Donald Trump's campaign. This is what the American people voted for. Is Kristi Noem right here?
No, absolutely not. She hasn't pointed to any specific cases of corruption. She's again casting this wide net of saying that our Federal Bureau of Investigation is corrupt and that the law enforcement agents that put their lives on the line are corrupt and working against the best interests of our country, and she has not one single thing to point to. If you had some evidence, I would be all with you.
Who leaked the documents to the LA Times?
We have no substantial evidence that any FBI agents have done anything criminal or illegal, and yet we have the Secretary of Homeland Security making allegations of criminal activity of our federal law enforcement. It's a disgrace. It's an outrage. These are men and women that put their lives on the line to protect our nation's interests. And then you have the federal government, the Secretary of Homeland Security, making allegations of corruption without any evidence. That is wild. And it does no service to the men and women in law enforcement. And it's really a disgrace. If you had evidence, put it forward. And I would be right there behind you. I would be right there behind you, behind the secretary, to say, yes, then root out this corruption. Of course we need to do that. But when you cast a wide net and you say broad statements like that our FBI is corrupt, that's a huge problem. And it does nothing to help the situation, because she's not pointing to any one circumstance. She's claiming that this leak was demonstrated by corrupt officials with no proof. That's the problem. Again, you see a pattern in the Trump administration, whether it's Elon Musk or Secretary Noem, making these wild accusations of criminal activity with no substantiated evidence. That's a real problem, and it's a chilling effect that will wreak havoc and damage to our nation for years to come.